Hello, everyone. Still figuring this out. I haven't done this in a little while here. If you're seeing this, I am going to share some messages with you from the universe to you. If you're coming across this video and if you know how this works, it is that you're being called to listen to the messages. There's something here for you. This can be for right now at this moment when I'm releasing it. It can be weeks or months after. I believe and I trust in divine timing and that the message will reach the people who must hear it. Just going to take a minute to tune in. So yeah, I really don't know. I haven't prepared for anything in particular. So what I do is I just simply tune in. I just feel I must explain this to you. I haven't actually really built properly this channel, but my intention is to show up here once a week and at least do a tune in and give you the messages that you're looking for. The purpose of messages is to find confirmation and affirmation of the things that we're going through, that we feel more confident and affirmed in what is actually happening. Quite often, we all have intuition. We all are to certain degrees psychics, if we have developed it or not. But sometimes what is going on is that we don't always trust ourselves. We don't always trust the messages that we're receiving. And so what we do when we share videos like this is we are mirroring back to you the things that you already kind of know. And this is why sometimes the messages feel so resonating or affirming. It's because that message is actually meant for you. So I'm just mirroring this back to you. So I did use my cards as well. So I laid out a little bit of a set. I like using the deck of the Influence of the Angels, which are tarot cards. And if you're interested in purchasing this, you can probably find it in your local bookstore. It looks like this. It's really beautiful. It's a gorgeous deck. However, I just like to use them a little bit as guiding points to help me get started. But what I've been feeling is that as I am building this channel slowly, also the way that I function, I usually just post things when I feel inspired to do so. So I don't have a schedule. I'm a very busy person, so I don't have all week to work on these things. But how I've done things in the past is I sit down and tune in when I feel like a calling or something coming in that is trying to relay some kind of message, and I start to tune into this. So I know what is currently going on in our world, especially very close to where I live, which is in Ontario. We're having a lot of fires going on right now up in Quebec, Montreal area, Ottawa. And there's a lot of haziness, a lot of smoke going on right now. So my first insight that I tuned into, actually I received images of smoke and fire. And this is sometimes just me tuning into what's actually going on in the present moment. I'm also getting a reference to Australia. So I don't know if Australia, when their fire season is, but I'm feeling that there's something brewing on that corner of the world as well. I'm getting a reference to kangaroos, which has to do with obviously with Australia, but there's something about the kangaroos in Australia. Something about wildlife rescue. Also seeing a koala bear. So the interesting thing was when we started having more wildfires in Canada, it started a couple of weeks ago with the fires in Alberta, out east, out west, was that like an old insight actually popped back in my mind, which was that the whole planet's going to be on fire. And so it sounds really daunting and scary, right? But anyways, I'm just observing this. I've trained myself over time to not be afraid of the things that I'm receiving. It usually works better if I detach myself emotionally from these things and I just sort of observe what's happening. A couple of years ago, I saw this fire in Australia, and I literally received the information that a whole continent was on fire. And I saw this red sky, and then I received all these animal images as well. And I saw actually certain videos I was going to watch on YouTube and on social media that were running in my head at the time. And then a couple months later, it was actually coming true. And there were actually these fires happening down there, and the whole continent was afire. However, now I'm saying the whole planet's on fire. I don't like this. Okay, I don't like this either. However, this is what's coming through. So there's always spiritual symbology in everything that we're experiencing in our reality. There's, for example, I like to see it this way. I like to see my surroundings as like oracle cards. So the same way, if I'm looking at tarot or oracle cards, the same way we can look at our environment, because our environment mirrors back to us symbolically what it is that we need to know or understand about our reality right now. Okay. So, and when we talk about fires, so we got to think about what do these fires mean spiritually or symbolically for us at this time as humanity. And what was coming through me was the cleansing and clearing out of old things, of outdated things, of stuff that no longer serves us. Also, what comes is the fire of passion. So reconnecting with what's really important, reconnecting with who you actually are and what you're passionate about, right? When I actually took out the cards, and I literally just have 3 cards in front of me here, they're telling me a story of this could be more on a personal level for some of you, applying for some of you. It could also be related to what the world at large is going through. So which also we're talking about the collective consciousness here. But what I'm seeing in this story is the becoming aware of who we actually are, eating the forbidden fruit and becoming aware and increasing our awareness and acquiring wisdom and knowledge and understanding of how things actually work, right? Becoming conscious of things, becoming aware of things. And there's also a level of, I call this just a heartbreak. So when we become really aware of what's actually going on, it can be quite heartbreaking when we realize that how much that we fucked up, or how much things went wrong, or where that we didn't see, where we didn't take right action, right? Or we really begin to see all the negative things, the bad things in the world, and it really, really hurts us on a deep level. And I'm also receiving out of the story, though, that this heartbreak is actually a positive thing because it facilitates the opening of the heart, right? And whenever something facilitates the opening of the heart, this means that we actually become super, super aware of ourselves, our surroundings, and our story, and the bigger overview of everything. The opening of the heart, which usually follows an intense emotional experience or a heartbreak, a painful experience of some sorts. Excuse me. that actually leads to you acquiring what we call the keys to heaven on earth. The keys to heaven on earth, or acquiring a very deep personal connection with your spiritual self, your higher self, or your relationship in this world, the relationship that you have with the world or with the spirit world at large. And what comes through is through passion. I mean, through pain and passion, we gain wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So whatever pain that you're experiencing is going to give you the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding of what's actually going on, or who you actually are, or why that you're here in this world at this time. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically the story that I'm seeing in this. And again, this could be applying to you on a personal level, or this could be also applying to the world at large and what we're seeing. And of course, you know, I'm not the only one saying this, but the world is going through a bit of an awakening, right? And I'm always kind of laughing at this because a couple of years ago, I went through quite an awakening myself. It was quite enlightening, disturbing, very difficult. Very interesting as to how much that our subconscious hides away from us, just to make us or help us survive this life too, until we arrive to a certain place in our lives where we're going to be able to handle the information that we must know about ourselves, or that we must know about the world. And I'm kind of laughing a little bit sometimes because I'm seeing the world at large going through this. And I'm like, haha, I had to go through the same thing, right? I know it seems a little bit, you know, like, but it is very interesting because I'm watching the whole world going through this after I went through this on a personal level. And yeah, I mean, it's very interesting that all these things are unfolding, right? And know also that every time that we learn something about our reality or what's going on, we learn something, and then when the same things happen again, you know, we can take better actions. We start to understand what happened before, right? We can put two and two together. We can connect the dots, and the chances of us making the same mistakes as before will be null to zero, you know. And just have a little bit of faith in that, and trust that most of us have seen the truth, and they're realizing what's actually going on. And so I have a lot more faith and trust in humanity now than I had maybe a year or two ago, because during that time I didn't really show my face much on a camera or on YouTube or anywhere. I just felt really uncomfortable, because I feel sometimes people were just looking for somebody to blame, or to witch hunt somebody, you know, based on what we were going through. And it was really, really difficult for me to watch what the world was going through and what people were doing to each other over the years. It was really, really, really hard to watch that nobody had, I mean, so much lack of empathy and understanding and forgiveness, that it was just not the kind of world that I wanted to live in. And I'm sure some of you probably understand what I'm talking about. But anyways, I feel that, you know, we're all learning through this. We're all becoming wiser through this. And we are all learning to listen to the song of our own hearts, you know, and listen to that tune that's playing inside of us. And we all are learning how to listen to that voice, that inner voice within us that is telling us the truth about what's actually going on and what kind of choices we should be taking. And yeah, and I see life as a continuous journey of learning things and growing, you know, growing from the things and learning and evolving from the things that we have encountered and experienced. And I believe this is something that we get to see unfold in our world. And yeah, this is it for today. And I'll come back. I'll share some more messages and I'll tune in again and see what else is there for us to listen to and hear out. And if you have any requests, you can send me a message or leave a comment below. Yeah, and that's it. Enjoy your night. Until next time.